Good day, my friends. I want to apologize beforehand for the quality of the sound. My microphone is not working today. I think it was not charged properly. Today's video is not for everyone. It is for the brave. I was reading a book from Osho, and that inspired me to talk about the aspects that he highlighted. He talks about what makes you a perfect, in inverted commas, human, and he called it 4 steps. This book of him was living on your own terms. What is real rebellion? I think so. The 4 aspects of humanity that of being human that he highlights is the instinct, the intellect, the intuition, and then the beingness or being. All these aspects make up this experience of you as a human. So firstly, the instinct in the sense that he uses it is not like animalistic, because that is what a lot of people think when they hear the word instinct. They think it is about becoming really animalistic, but it is rather about not falling into patterns it is about not getting into routines. Now, before you get excited, it is not that he is against discipline. That's something different. What this is about is that you should not blindly follow things that you have not even given a thought. And then there's a story where he visited the vice chancellor of the university that he was studying at. He had to see him because he wanted a bursary, or there was a bursary that he could get. And his professor told him not to confront the vice chancellor because he was a very grumpy man. But Osho, when he was there immediately, he was into a confrontation with the vice chancellor, because the vice chancellor asked him, "Why are you growing your beard?" And he said, "But I'm not growing my beard. I am not cutting it. It's growing by itself." And then he said, "But why are you cutting it? Why are you shaving it?" But then the vice chancellor was so impressed that he gave him the invite to visit him anytime he would be close to his office. And that was something remarkable. So what happened when Osho asked the vice chancellor, "But why are you cutting it? Why are you shaving it?" He started to think about it, and he said, "Because other people do it." And that was the whole point that Osho wanted to bring across, and also that he is bringing across when he talks about instinct, to follow what is natural for you, like when a flower would grow naturally in its beauty, and not to follow patterns or things that are imposed on you, or things that you have seen others do and then think that is what we should do, or that is how it should be. So this is part of being authentically yourself without apologizing for who you are. This is the first aspect of being a human that needs to be in balance for us to have a harmonious experience. The next thing, the intellect. So we know that the intellect is wonderful, and we can study, and there's never an ending to wonderful things that we can discover. But what we should be careful of is that the intellect does not become our master, that we should not obey the intellect. The intellect should obey us. we should be in the driver's seat. That is an important thing for you to remember when you examine yourself and in relation to how you interact with your intellect. You have to master your mind, and the mind must be subjective to your spirit. The third thing that he talks about is the intuition. I've talked about the intuition quite a lot in my previous videos. I will link a video here for you if you want to check that out. The intuition, as we know, is the inspiration that we get directly from source. This is our higher self guiding us, the voice of our higher self. So the voice of ourself, as it is described, the inner voice, is something that is different from the voices of the mind. The inner voice is actually not a voice that you hear, but it is something that directs you intuitively. So there is no real word for it. It's not a voice that you can hear, this voice saying something to you. It is a knowing, it is like almost like something that steers you in the way that you should go. And the more you tap into that, the more you are open to the voice of your intuition, the easier it gets. So get familiar with your spirit, get familiar with how it feels to listen to your intuition. You can even do exercises where you follow what you perceive as your intuition and see where it leads you. In smaller things, if you still feel unsure, and later you will naturally start to listen to this silent voice that directs you, that helps you. Then there is, lastly, the beingness. This is the eternal part of you. In last week's video, the previous video, I talked about death and the cycles of life. Now, this beingness of you, the fact that you are, that is something that won't go away. Everything else goes away. Everything else you have to let go of some or other time in your life. But this is the constant, this is the infinite, this is the divine, the stillness. And the way to nurture and connect with the self, the who you are as a being, is through witnessing meditation. So what you do is, when you meditate and when you also in daily life go about your day, you observe everything without interacting with it. You observe things without interacting with it. When you meditate, you don't interact with the thoughts. And in daily life, you also can choose to not interact with the thoughts that come into your head. So you become the observer, you become the witnesser. If you practice this, there will be a time when you will be filled with light, and then that will be the moment when you truly connect with your true essence. To recap, we don't want to identify with our habits, we don't want to rely on that, we want to follow our beautiful natural instinct, our authentic self, and where it takes us, how we can express us as that. We want to train our intellect, use it to learn and gather knowledge, but never let it govern us. We want to listen to our intuition through the heart, through through how we feel, that beautiful feminine energy that flows, that are the spirit of the divine. We want to be guided by that. And lastly, we want to just be and be complete in who we are. We don't need to become anything. We are not becoming anything. We already are everything. Like the seed that already contains everything of the tree that grows from it. I want to end the video with a short paragraph from Living on Your Own Terms. I want to read you two short pieces from this book of Osho. These were the last words of Gautama the Buddha, his parting message to his disciples. Be a light unto yourself. But when he said be a light unto yourself, he does not mean become a light unto yourself. There is great difference between being and becoming. Becoming is a process. Being is a discovery. The seed only appears to become the tree. That is an appearance. The seed already had the tree within itself. It was its very being. The seed does not become the flowers. The flowers were there, unmanifest. Now they are manifest. It is not a question of becoming. Otherwise a pebble would become a flower. You are not to become a light unto yourself. It is already the case. So then he goes on to say that in today's society we are looking outward and not inward. So we don't look at ourselves to see that we have the light in ourselves. The last paragraph that I want to read to you. Don't identify yourself with anything. And slowly one learns the ultimate act of watchfulness. That's what meditation is all about. Through meditation, one discovers one's own light. That light you can call your soul, yourself, your God, whatever word you choose, or you can remain just silent. Because it has no name. It is a nameless experience, tremendously beautiful, ecstatic, utterly silent. But it gives you the taste of eternity, of timelessness, of something beyond death. I trust you found this interesting. If you have not subscribed to the channel yet, please consider it. It will really help me to build the channel. If you are a returning viewer, thank you so much. And as a subscriber, thank you. I really appreciate you. And I'm sending you my infinite love till I speak to you again in the next video. Goodbye.